Hello, this is Bob Davies, and I wanted to share some information with you about using my program as a fundraiser. And so here's what I'd like to ask you to do if you can take some notes. If you just draw 7 circles across the top of your page, we're going to go like the Japanese and go from the right to the left. And this program is a general interest program. So it appeals to entrepreneurs, business owners, or any person who has an interest in improving their performance results in their health, their business, and in personal lives. So I'll give you a little bit of a business application. I know why you're in the business that you're in. That's because you love people. Is that correct? Well, let's just have you draw a dollar sign in that far right circle. So I realize that money isn't the most important thing in the world, but it is up there in importance with air and breathing. Here's a sequence of events for an organization or an individual who's got to produce a product that results in a sale. In order to make money, you need to have sales. In order to make sales, you need to have the product or service to sell. In order to sell the product or service, you need to do presentations. In order to do presentations, you need to set appointments. In order to set appointments, you need to make calls. And in order to make calls, you need to have an attitude that supports you in doing this sequence of events. Now that's where the barrier is. To the right of that line is what's referred to as left brain training. This is what to do and how to do it. And companies, organizations, trainers do a great job in the United States and worldwide on teaching people, here's what you do, here's how you do it, now go do it. It's that now go do it part that is the most difficult part, and that is where the weakness of training worldwide exists, and that's what this program is all about. So when I say that attitude is the key, and attitude is what I teach, here's what I don't mean. What I don't mean is just motivational hype, and motivational hype is really more inspiration. Doesn't last very long. Of course, good idea to have, but it doesn't last very long. When I talk about attitude, what I mean is mindset, your ability to influence what you are paying attention to shift your attention, your ability to understand how to have and create emotional regulation so that everything that happens to you isn't just pushing your buttons and you're getting emotional and using a lot of energy. Your ability to influence and create habits. So that's the key when I'm talking about attitude. I'm talking about mindset. I'm talking about behavior. I'm talking about focusing, the ability to influence what you pay attention to on a moment-by-moment basis. And that, in fact, is the absolute biggest takeaway that'll happen as a result of people participating in my program. So attitude, again, it's the ability to shift what you are paying attention to at will so that you are the best version of yourself so that you have the most favorable outcome in whatever you're involved with. So many times people tell me that they have an unmotivated child, or can you motivate somebody else? And I say there is no such thing as an unmotivated person. So imagine this. Imagine you've had a very rough day. You're exhausted, you've had some disappointment in the office, you've had personal disappointment, you come home, you are absolutely exhausted, and you just fall right into your favorite chair. Is this person unmotivated? I would ask you to consider the possibility that this person is highly motivated, but at something different. They're highly motivated to conserve energy. I'm not being facetious when I say that. There is no such thing as an unmotivated person. This person is highly motivated to conserve energy. Well, what are they paying attention to? They're paying attention to how difficult their day was, how all of these things went wrong for them, how they had so many disappointments. Well, watch what happens to this person's physiology when you change what you're paying attention to. All of a sudden, they smell smoke. They see flames. They grab their favorite kid, they run out of a burning house, and they went from being absolutely lethargic without any energy whatsoever to being hyper energized and even managed to change their suit in the process. How did this happen? You've seen this yourself, where something happened, all of a sudden you shifted entirely how you felt. You shifted your physiology. Well, your ability to do this is directly correlated to your degree of success. And this is the takeaway from my program. This is what I'm going to teach people to do. I've done this before as a fundraiser, and you get a 2-for-1 when you use this as a fundraiser. One is it raises funds, and secondly, it's very high value for those people who are participating. Not only that, but not only are they giving to a cause that they believe in, but they are also getting value from themselves. So you get a 2-for-1. And I did this for the Kingston Hospital, General Hospital Foundation, Kingston, Ontario. They partnered with the Chamber of Commerce, and here is what they did. And these are the 3 programs that I'm recommending for you. One would be the first program. This is Keynote 1 on my website. My website is my name, bobdavies.com. And it's the 1.2% factor, how one small change leads to large results. And this would be the performance core behavioral program where I show people all about human nature. I show people why we avoid, what causes us to procrastinate, and how we are genetically coded and wired to avoid certain things. And then I give a solution of what to do about it. Now, in this particular program out in Canada, we did that for 90 minutes. I'd recommend about 2 hours, up to 2 hours for that. They took a half-hour break. We don't need that long of a break. We can cut that down to 15 or 20 minutes. And then program 2. Program 2, Keynote 2, is implementation of that first program. And so I've taught a system of accountability. I've taught a system of how to make commitments and then how to be an accountability program to ensure that you execute that commitment over the next 7 days. And program 2 is additional information for about 30 minutes. And then we take another hour or so to actually implement that. And they partner up as audience interaction. Then another brief break. And then we come back with our third program, and the third program is Keynote 5 on my website, and this is my wellness program. It's absolutely phenomenal that what's being taught today about weight management and health and exercise and dieting is all wrong. And I'm going to remove those myths, and I'm going to teach people how they can manage their physiology, how they can manage their energy by eating a certain way. It's not dieting. They don't need to have exercise. All that is for other means and other goals that they would have, not for weight management. And the combination of these programs has a chance to be life-changing. Now, it's done in a very fast-paced, humorous way. I use lots of humor. I use magic. So at the very least, they will be entertained. And I don't recommend going into the afternoon. I'm also doing this for El Toro High School. And they're going to have their program in the morning. In the morning, they'll start earlier, and they will have this program done by 12:30, maybe 1 o'clock, so they don't have to have providing a lunch, which is another expense. And the result of this, again, has a chance to go beyond entertainment and has a chance to be life-changing. It is going to be a very high-quality program of high value. Believe me, people are not going to mind putting money towards this, particularly for the cause that you have. So I'll close by saying this. When you take a look at change can come in a number of different ways. You can have instant change overnight, where there's a caterpillar and all of a sudden there's a metamorphosis and you get a beautiful butterfly. Or it can come more gradual, where a tadpole is swimming around and all of a sudden it gets some buds and then it starts to sprout some legs, and then it leaves the water and you have a gradual transformation into a frog. Well, this program, what I'm going to go for is a gradual transformation. People can have, and we're going to do both, because there's instant gratification and there's delayed gratification that are parts of this program. So there's going to be some things that are going to change instantly, and there are going to be some things that will change over time. And I love this analogy. The Wright brothers. The Wright brothers needed to compete against a mindset shift, because the prevailing point of view was, what do we need this for? We have a horse and a carriage. We're doing just fine. But once they made it through the mindset shift, and this is what I'm going to teach people how to do, then you can see that they had the, and also this was against the authority. The authority figure said it's impossible to have a heavier than air machine that would fly. Just not going to happen. Well, they didn't listen to the naysayers, and they stayed true to their commitment. They stayed true to their vision with persistence, and in 50 years, this is what it evolved to, and then over 100 years, it evolved to something spectacular, well beyond the ability to imagine this all the way back 100 years ago. But notice that this was incremental progress over time. So this program is going to be a program, again, there's going to be some instant changes and there's going to be some incremental changes, but it's going to be so powerful that it's very likely that you would want to have this event annual. It is really about getting control of time, getting control of your physiology, getting control of what happens to you, getting control of your life, and understanding what the competition really is. So I will look forward to spending more time with you, and of course look forward to delivering this event and having this be a very exciting and powerful day. Thanks so much.